Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So if you are new to my videos, I post videos on a weekly basis about fashion, specifically because that's what I do professionally. But of course, I also post a lot about how to improve your quality of life. So this could be, mental fitness. This could be physical fitness. So if you're new to it, you're interested with what I'm sharing about, I hope that you consider subscribing to me because I do dedicate myself on a weekly basis to share as much as possible the things that I've learned through my journey of improving the quality of life. So in today's video, if you haven't watched my previous video about unlocking your true confidence, because I think in that video, I specifically introduced the new concept of my video style from here onwards. Actually, I chose to pursue fashion as my profession, but also how I know it can tremendously help, whether it's your personal life or professional life. Fashion has been misunderstood in many ways as how the media has portrayed the way it is. It's, people often think that you need to spend a lot of money in order to look fashionable. You separate yourself from the mass, and there are all those for sure. There is an utilization of those in the world of fashion, but my videos will be dedicated about how every one of us, no matter where you are, who you are, what's your background, that you can embrace fashion in a way where it can help you not just be socially responsible, but it can help you, I would say, emotionally as well. Okay, so before I go deep into that, which is why I need to break it down. So I'm sure personal style is not a new concept, or it's not something that a lot of people don't know. As a matter of fact, it is something that is being pushed in fashion a lot about you need to have personal style, what is your personal style? So I just want to bring to you a concept about why I think owning or creating a personal style for yourself can help you in areas that you never think about. So maybe let's first begin to break down what exactly is personal style. Personal style, it's not about being fashionable, okay? It's fashion and style are completely different things. So for me, how I best explain what personal style is, style on its whole context, it's a collection of choices, your preferences that portrays who you are as a person. Okay, now let that sink in a little bit. So again, having a style, a personal style, is your personal choice and preference on what you put on yourself that is going to project an image for people to see, right? And eventually creating a style that is unique to you. And this is a visual that you choose to show to the world. Because it is a decision, whether it's a conscious or an unconscious decision, it reflects your personality. It is something that is personal. So we have a saying within the team, the people that I work with, fashion is for all, but style is tailored for you. And so it is what you decide visually and what other can perceive of you. So it's actually a personal choice. So I'm sure you want to know, do I have a good personal style? Do I have personal style? Does my personal style work for me? All these things are very legit questions, and this is why the roles, my profession exists. We, as personal stylists, as the name suggests, we personally help you make the right decisions, the decisions that is aligned to your goals, so that it shows and reflects what you really want to reflect, okay? Or what you need to reflect. So there is a difference there between the want and the need. I often get this question of, how do you know whether, when someone has a successful personal style. So before I give you those elements at the end of the video, one fine example is actually Victoria Beckham. So if you don't know her, I'll be very surprised, but it's okay. I will put her photo somewhere. You know her as Posh Spice from Spice Girls, right? The girl band, when it was very popular at one point of time. Posh Spice is somebody that, has this very sleek haircut, is always more or less the same, is straight. Even when she does like curl hair, there is a kind of sleekness to it, It's not like very disheveled, very nonchalant. It's very intentional. Outfits throughout the years, right? She started out with this like mini skirt, very body hugging. Silhouette is, I would say, pretty structured in the sense where, because she has this very sleek kind of figure, right? So whatever that goes on her body, it's not, how do I put it? It doesn't signal to you that she's relaxed. She's more of sophisticated, put together, a little bit unapproachable, because it has a certain structure or a certain status to. I think Victoria Beckham has portrayed herself very congruent and assured in her style through the silhouette of her outfit, through how she exude what posh means to her, is her way of showing what is her personal style. Like a tailored shirt, crisp collar, is of a material that is more structured. All this gives you sleekness. So this sleekness is what can be seen throughout Victoria Beckham's style. This is what makes her personal style so successful, because there is this continuance as you see her style evolve. A lot of the mistakes that we make, I think I have made this mistake too. Although I know that I have a pretty strong sense of personal style. Again, having a very consistent style may or may not go towards your advantage depending on where you're at in your life and your goals. It's always easier to see what people put on and then you get inspired. You scroll through Instagram and then you see an influencer and try to copy the look. It's not necessarily a bad thing. Sometimes true copying is where you find your personal style. But when you copy looks that, without having the awareness of your body shape, your physical traits, all these technicalities about styling, if you are not aware of those and you copy other people's looks, this is where you fall into the trap of, when you look at yourself in the mirror, when you try on this different style, you just cannot find that true sense of confidence, because it does not make you look good, not just physically. It doesn't look right in your eyes, right? And then it doesn't feel good internally as well, because you know that sometimes you ask yourself, me wearing this on, does it make me look like I'm trying too hard? The moment you have this instinct, you know that there is something about that look that you do not fully resonate with. So I think that is what is important to differentiate between what exactly is like being fashionable and what it means to have personal style and what it can do for you. I've seen people dressing in different style personality, different looks on different days. One day they could look very approachable, bubbly, and fun and quirky and totally relaxed, and then the second day they are just like, whoa, straight up strict, or maybe just like totally minimalist, don't care. It's just no details. It's just a switch of different styles. Very often it may not be a very good thing, although they look very fashionable, because people would have this perception like, wow, you are so versatile, you have so many different styles. But to me personally, not to judge, but it does sound a little bit judgmental, but I'm going to try to be very objective here. So when you try on different personal styles very, very often, it would give people a sense that you don't have assurance of the choices that you have made to put on yourself. Like, your dressing sense is all over the place. You could be dressing according to your mood. Like, for example, if you feel happy, if you feel very energetic and just pretty optimistic through the day, you will just wear brighter colors, you wear more prints, you'll be more exuberant, you will be more flamboyant. And then the next day, because you don't feel as good, right, you automatically wear like baggier clothes, you wear more subdued colors, you know, it's darker. And I'm not sure if that is a good thing, because this up and down, right, that people get from you, it might not make other people perceive of you in a sense where you are assured or lower self-esteem. It might reflect that the person is not very aware of their identity. That one element that really exudes who you are allows other people to see that you are very assured of yourself, that you have that self-confidence. And it's not to say that, you know, for you to be predictable. I know there is a advantage to not being predictable, because it is a form of seduction. You can sometimes introduce a bit of unpredictability, if that's such a word, like a surprise element to kind of like jazz things up. But I think as human beings, when we want to be socially responsible, when we want to project ourselves to other people, when we want to have a kind of connection with other people, right? When there is consistency, this is when people can kind of build their trust in you. They can kind of perceive you in a sense where you are very confident with your choice, you are stable in that sense. So having that consistency through personal style, it's going to help you in that sense. Okay, so the key takeaway of this video is really, what are the signs that you would know that you have a good personal style? I think this is what everybody wants to know from a personal stylist. So what I have really thought through and gathered is just really three key things, you know. So the first thing is whether you feel that you are showing up authentically. Whatever that you wear, you know, do you feel genuinely, authentically confident in the style that you have on you? For example, there are certain profession, right, that requires you to wear in a certain way that may not be who you are, but that is just what it is. In certain corporate environment where you need to look very business formal, right? A lot of women would subject to, oh, I need to look very strict, it needs to be in this color, I need to look a certain way because that's what the dress code is telling me. But they fail to look at, like, oh, there are certain kinds of shoes, there are certain kind of accessories that is still acceptable professionally. Or it doesn't have to be black and white, or it can be navy blue. It can be navy blue that is of a more feminine shade. There is such a thing, right? And how do you combine the color that still show, example, if your true style is to be feminine, but you are in a corporate environment where you need to look a little bit more masculine, you can combine both of those. And this is how you authentically show yourself. And it's going to make you feel more confident, because when you look at yourself in the mirror, there's still that inner part of you. It's in that external thing that you're wearing. You're not completely wearing something that you are not. Number two is there is resonance to the style that you're wearing, to your emotional state and your physical appearance. We all have desires, we all have certain image goals that we want to project to the world. Let's say you know that deep down inside you are a very creative person, you have a very approachable personality, you have a good sense of humor, but somehow physically, right, you may not look the most approachable. It's just the way we are designed. You have this desire of wanting people to approach you. You want people to know that you're friendly. You want people to know that you are outgoing. Perhaps there are certain things that you wear, it's not projecting that emotionally. So this goes back into your image goal. What kind of emotion you want to project to people, right? And then what do I mean by resonance physically? It's that, let's say you're just naturally born with wider hips, you have smaller shoulders, or you are just longer in proportion on your upper body, you have shorter legs. It is what it is, right? So how do you accept that and then find styles that will actually complement how you look physically? So it has to have resonance in that sense, and that's how you actually project a good personal style, because you are confident with what you wear, that projects your emotional state in a positive way, and also what you wear on the outside, which is the physical appearance. It complements, it brings out your features, it camouflages your flaws. So the final sign to having a good personal style is really the consistency. Like what I've mentioned about Victoria Beckham, how she has consistently showed this slickness that she has no matter what clothing choice or style or situational environment that she's in, there is that consistency. So one good example that I can give you, it's really from myself. I try to be very consistent in my personal style, in the sense that, like, I would know that I have that consistency when I go shopping with my friends and then they see a certain style. They would just say, like, for example, if they see leather jacket, they'll be like, oh, Michelle, that's so you. Or when they see black lace, they'll be like, oh, that's so you. Because my consistency is that edgy, dark romance, mysterious kind of element. That is the consistency that I always project. Sometimes your personal style may or may not go towards your advantage. Me as an example, because I love projecting the edginess of my personal style. There are certain environment in my workplace, professionally, and sometimes socially as well, is that when you overplay that personal style, this is when you are too consistent and you're not aware that you are in a social environment that requires you to be in a certain way in order to help you to achieve your objectives. So if I'm too edgy all the time and I go to an event, right, and then I have to look more approachable, I have to look more sociable, my edgy, consistent, like mysterious side may not make me look very approachable. So I might find it more difficult, like, to get people to approach me. I might find it harder to go up to people and actually appear more friendly, because again, what you face is what you embody. So what you see in the mirror is what you unconsciously embody. I would look a bit more arrogant and unapproachable, right? So you need to understand that your personal style sometimes may need to have one or two variation depending on the kind of objective, the kind of social environment that you're in. And stay tuned to my next video, as I'll be again talking to you about how do you actually create that personal style in a more practical approach. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you find it useful. If you do find it useful, please help me share it with a friend, someone that you think is going to find useful, because it is through the sharing that my videos will get noticed, and I really hope that my videos will help people to get to where they want to be through the simple changes that they can do through the things that they wear. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.